Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Healthy Living Live. I'm Chef AJ, and be prepared for a tour of the lifestyles of the rich and famous, except that you don't have to be rich or famous to come to this spectacular place in Yorba Linda, California. As you know, I am a big fan of the work of people like Dr. Alan Goldhammer, who is the co-founder of the True North Health Center in Santa Rosa, California, which is a medically supervised therapeutic water-only fasting center, which we love. However, they have a 4-month waiting list. And what if you need to fast now? Well, we have got the place for you. It's beautiful. It's an introverts paradise. It's this wonderful place in Yorba Linda that I've had the pleasure of visiting several times, having their delicious meals there, hearing Dr. Lyle speak. And here is the founder. He was a True North staff doctor for many years. And this is Dr. Nate Gershfeld, and he is going to take you on a very intimate tour of the Fasting Escape. The website is fastingescape.com. I put it on the screen. And this is a place that go to as fast as you can. Escape the holidays. Instead of ending up 15 pounds heavier, end up 15 pounds lighter. Operators are standing by. Welcome, Dr. Gershfeld, and I can't wait for you to show everyone your beautiful facility.
All right, thanks, Chef AJ. Really appreciate you having me on. Love your group. We've actually had a couple of people from your group come over and stay here. So it's a great idea to just give people kind of a little bit of tour of the Fasting Escape. So you guys ready? We're gonna take a little tour. So I'm outside right now. This is the backyard area. There's a deck, and so we're just gonna walk around the house. I'll show you. Basically, this is the place where people, when they're fasting, they can be pretty miserable and tired and weak, but sometimes they have enough energy to come outside and just lounge around here. In the summertime, we were eating meals outside here.
If you want, you can turn your camera, Dr. Gershfeld, and then instead of seeing you, they'll see everything.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
There we go. So this is the outside. This is where people hang out outside. We don't want to be too exhausted in the sun, so about 15, 20, 30 minutes or so when people are fasting. So we're just going to take a tour around the house. We got really lucky with this place because there's a nice little walking area and a bunch of fruit trees all the way down here. That's where people go when they're exercising, when they're done fasting. They go up and down the hill a couple of times. So we're going to actually go around and the door. So let's see if I can get this working right. There we go. Okay, so follow me inside. Right now we're having a lot of people in from Thanksgiving. Okay, guys, so we are at the front door here. So we're going to go inside. Hopefully I remember to unlock the door. And let me turn this. There we go.
And what airport do people fly into?
You can fly into LAX or Orange County, the John Wayne Airport, Long Beach or Burbank or Ontario. So they're all within about 30 minutes to an hour drive.
Terrific.
Okay, so this is the entrance here, the main room. This is the yoga and meditation room. So we have yoga classes, meditation, kind of stress relieving classes once a week with one of our local teachers. And I encourage people who stay here, if they have a yoga practice of their own, we've got mats and towels that you can just hang out here, do some stretching when you're fasting. Fasting can make you a little bit sore, and so stretches are pretty good. This is like a little nook. This is Chef AJ. This Introverts Paradise is exactly what this little room was made after. People will come here, they'll read some books, they'll just hang out and relax. I have here some meditation CDs with a little CD player. And that way people can hang out here and do a little meditation whenever they would like to do it, especially while you're fasting. You can get pretty miserable. Okay, so let's go on here. This is our downstairs bathroom. And this is the room that's not very often used. This is the dining room.
It reminds me of the mansion from the Beverly Hillbillies.
And this is our dining room. I've never seen that show, but it sounds exactly like you're describing it. All right, and this is our kitchen. So yesterday we had a cooking demo with Shada, and she made some soup and some salad, and people will bring some chairs here. Sometimes we'll have some guests from from outside the clinic come in, and it's a really fun kitchen to do cooking demos in. Chef AJ, you're next to come in and do a cooking demo. We can't wait. Everybody's really excited. In fact, I was telling people today that I was doing a little live video with Chef AJ, and two of them were so excited they wanted to come and say hi. So they might come out of their rooms and say hi.
Nice.
One of them was like, "Who's Chef AJ?"
Yeah, I get that a lot.
But I talked to them about. I told them about your book, and so now him and his girlfriend might be becoming members of the program.
Nice.
Okay, so this is the kitchen area, like from the back view. Guys, I need to show you something pretty cool. Look at this. Look at this, Chef AJ.
Wow, they even have high quality reading.
We got high quality books. So we're coming down from the kitchen into the main room. And this is, if you've seen the talks with Dr. Doug Lyle, this is the main room. This is where everybody kind of hangs out. It's a large enough room where people can come here, and we'll just start here from the side. So we got some puzzles here. Once in a while, people play some board games. It's a little hard to play something like chess or Risk when you're fasting, but at least something like Scrabble or Jenga. We got some puzzles here. Everyone hangs out here when they're feeling a little more social. Watch some TV, watch some DVDs, some movies. Here's the lecture board. If you see, there's instructions on how to use the TV remote, which it took me a while to figure out as well. What we have here actually is, let's see how I turn this. There we go. Okay. What we have here that we were talking about yesterday called squaring the curve, which is this is the percent loss of function as you're living. And the question came up in a lecture is, will we live longer if we eat healthy? And I don't know if the answer is that I don't know that we're going to live that much longer if we eat super healthy. But the point is that if we eat normally like the standard American diet, we're going to die like this. Okay. Whereas eating healthy and living healthy, we square the curve. So we essentially gain this much life. So we're actually until we die, then we have maybe a miserable few months or so. So we were talking about that concept in yesterday's talk. All right, so now let's go upstairs. So one of the patients, how do I get this back? Okay, anyway.
You want to show yourself?
That's okay.
Wow, look at that lobby. Oh my God.
Okay, so we're going to go upstairs. So all the rooms that we have available are upstairs. And one of the patients just checked out just about an hour ago. So we've got a room that we can show you guys. But before we show you the room, we'll show you the office. So a lot of people come here.
Everybody, Dr. Gershfeld, everybody gets a private room if they want it, correct?
That's right. That's right. Okay, so this is the office. So a lot of people come here when in the middle of work or they want to take care of some projects while they're working. So this is a desk and an office area. A couple of the patients have their computers here to use.
Wow, beautiful.
Okay, so let's take a look at a room. Chef AJ, I think this is the room I showed you when the couple of times you came over. This one happened to be. Okay, so yeah, as you were saying, Chef AJ, everybody here has a private room and a private bathroom. There's no other option unless you're sharing a bed with a friend or spouse. So all four of the bedrooms are private rooms. The other cool thing is they also have private bathrooms in suite. So I'll show you the bathroom here.
And that's so important to so many people that can't get on the waiting list at True North because they're waiting for a private room, which is so hard to come by.
Yeah, it's. I remember fasting, and I remember my first fast at True North, and I really wanted to have my own private room, just in case I was nauseous and vomiting and tired and weak and just wanted my privacy. But that's another part of the Introverts Paradise is that all the rooms are private.
Right.
What we also have is go ahead.
No, I was going to say nauseous, tired, weak. You make it sound so wonderful. Why would somebody want to go through that if those are the possible side effects? Why do a fast, Dr. Gershfeld?
Well, if it turns out that you've been trying really hard to get on a healthy path and it's just not working, sometimes it pays to do a fast and short circuit some of the withdrawal effects that are coming on as a result of eating unhealthy. And a fast can really help to bring your body back into balance. Okay.
We have a question from an online viewer, Linda, wanting to know, is she allowed to bring her dog?
No, unfortunately, no pets here. It's a large house, and so we don't allow pets at this point. However, when we expand, I'm sure we'll be able to make accommodations for pets.
That would be great to have one that was just completely dog friendly.
Oh yeah, it would be cool. It would be really cool. We have a little dog fasting clinic too, maybe. All right. Okay, so this is a bedroom. What we also have here, which I have heard that there's a couple people who like this. Every bedroom actually has a walk-in closet.
Ooh.
And so here, and we do laundry here. There's extra towels and sheets and blankets, but I'm actually inside here, inside this closet. Okay.
Your closet is bigger than my apartment. It's beautiful.
All right.
Christina,
so this is.
Christina had a question. Do people get cranky when fasting?
Yes, not all the time, but yeah, it's very common to have heightened emotions, heightened senses. So temperature, emotions, taste buds, smells. So each one of those can be addressed. As far as emotions go, it's a very quiet and relaxing place. So if you're feeling very, very emotional and very tense and cranky, a comfortable bed, some good clean water, and some privacy can be just the thing you need. If people have heightened senses from smell and taste, then what we have filtered water in every room. It's refilled every day. And as far as smells go, the bathroom is stocked with hypoallergenic soap and shampoo and conditioner. And we also ask that people don't bring in any colognes or perfumes, essential oils, things like that. Things that are going to be very, very, very easy to smell from across the house or so. That's one of the things with fasting is every sense gets very heightened, and so it's not a pleasant experience. But as Dr. Goldhammer says, people get better, so they forgive us for it.
Elizabeth wants to know if are there doctors on site or dietitians on site?
Yes, I live on site in this house. There's a separate section of the house, and I live here. And I'm always checking people. Every day I check people's, just exactly like True North. Check their vitals, blood pressure, temperature, weight, pulse, and any other thing that has to do with their particular condition, and monitor them and make sure that everything is going safe.
Wow.
Okay, so we've got Wi-Fi, cable, TV. So this is one of the bedrooms. The other three are currently filled, so we won't be able to see them. But most of the bedrooms are identical, almost identical.
And your prices are so affordable. It basically costs a night at any hotel in California for all you get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the price is $199 per night, and that includes everything, all supervision. Oh, 1 second, let me close this door. All supervision and all the blood work included as well. So for safety, we take blood work for everybody who comes in and does a program. If they're doing a water fast, and then we check it every 7 days to make sure that everything's going safe. Okay, so Chef AJ, I'm trying to change the camera.
The orientation?
The orientation, but it's not coming up.
Okay, well, it's all right. I mean,
Okay.
people complain, they
How about
complain.
that?
I mean, we're doing this
How's
just
that?
well, I can see you now. So we have
okay.
a couple of questions. Tammy Jean wants to know, is this a juice fast, water fast, and for how long?
So yeah, that's a good question. It's juice fast or water fast, depending on someone's condition. We ideally would want to do a water fast with people because it acts the fastest. But if people are on heavy doses of medications and they aren't able to get off of them, then we can sometimes do a modified fast in the form of juice, broth, things like that. So it's going to depend on the condition. If you're seriously considering doing a fast, what I'd suggest is go on the website fastingescape.com and click on registration and then schedule a phone consult with me. And I'd be happy to talk to you about your particular condition and see whether or not this makes sense.
Absolutely. Peggy wants to know, where are you located and if there is a minimum stay.
We're located in Yorba Linda, California, so it's about 20 minutes from Disneyland and about 45 minutes from LAX. There's no minimum stay, but because there's no minimum stay, to be honest. So if you call me, you need to stay for a short time, maybe 5-6 days, that's no problem. You just let me know. But we do have some gaps in the schedule, so yeah, minimum stays would be fine.
Right. Elizabeth says, I have multiple chemical sensitivity. I can't imagine this getting worse. Have you heard of anyone getting over this condition after a fast? Lots of doctors say it's in my head or have never heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it's in your head, then then why haven't they sent you a psychiatrist? You know what I mean? So yeah, I've seen people with multiple chemical sensitivities improve. But the bigger issue is if you're living a lifestyle that has some problems in it, or if you have in the past, like you have high amounts of meat, eggs, dairy products, oil, flour, salt, sugar, alcohol, caffeine, then that means that there's a lot to improve. And if we change those things, or at least get a good handle on them, then you're going to improve. So there's no guarantees of getting 100% better, but what we're doing here is we're not trying to cure one particular issue. We're trying to improve the health of the entire body. If we improve the entire health of the entire body, then symptoms tend to improve because the body's now able to take care of itself in a much more efficient way. But if you have more specific questions, I'd be happy to talk on the free phone consult. That way, we don't get into personal issues live.
Great, terrific. I've been posting the website Fasting Escape on and off this whole broadcast. And so you actually do feed people, though, before they leave, right?
Yes. so yeah, what we do, can you see me okay? I just shifted the camera a little bit. Okay.
Yep.
So every fast that somebody does, we have to gradually reintroduce food into their body. Otherwise, they go home and they can just be eating anything and you can get into some problems, binge eating, refeeding syndrome, things like that. So every person who comes here has a refeed schedule of half the length of their fast. So if you come in and you do a fast for 10 days, then you'll be here for 5 days after that to refeed. So we start with juice, we do raw foods, raw fruits and veggies, then steamed veggies. It's going to depend on people's conditions, how they're going to refeed. And then once you're on full food, then you go home and you continue that particular diet that we've kind of made for you, and you keep going. So that's as far as refeeding, that's a really important part of fasting. And a lot of people will try, a lot of people don't quite understand it when they first come, but by the time they're done fasting, they really appreciate having a refeed schedule where the food is controlled and it gradually increases to meet the size of their stomach.
Nice. Even though your facility is called Fasting Escape, is it possible for somebody to do the escape part without fasting? In other words, could they come and just be, like in True North has an option to be what they call an unrestricted feeder? Could they just come for a respite, for the rest, the relaxation, and eat?
Yeah, absolutely. You might be having some meals by yourself if you're the only one eating, because most people here are fasting, but you're welcome to reach out to me, and that's no problem at all. It's really tough to eat healthy in the modern world, especially if you've got the holidays coming up, family, friends, work, all this life stress going on. So yeah, if you need to come and do an escape and just take a break from all the unhealthy food and just have a place that makes your meals for you, you just relax, do some work, sleep in when you need to, that's no problem at all.
And they're very close to Disneyland.
Oh yeah, exactly. So once in a while I have people who finish a fast and they say, we want to go somewhere. We want to go explore the beach, like Costa Mesa, Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, or a place like Disneyland. So I'll pack them lunch and dinner to go. We have some pretty good Tupperware containers and bags and things like that. And I'll write them a little note so that security lets you in through the security line with the foods. And that way they can have a good time and they have healthy food and everything's kind of safe.
All right. Well, I've tasted the food and it's delicious. So Diane tuned in late. I know you mentioned you do blood work at the beginning. Do you do it at the end also?
So the purpose of any diagnostic test is so that we take the test to find out whether or not we need to alter the plan. And so we don't need to take a new blood test after you're done fasting because the plan won't alter. However, if people are curious about their blood after a blood test, we can do it. We can do a blood work and we can do blood work and see what it's like after finishing a fast. But as far as a routine blood test to determine something, we don't need to do that after done fasting. Some people are curious about what their cholesterol looks like, particularly for people trying to get a good life insurance plan. I tell people not to do your blood work for cholesterol for at least a few weeks after fast, especially a long fast, because doing a long fast can sometimes elevate the cholesterol in the bloodstream. So we want to let the body calm that down, and then it'll be back to normal, even lower than you ever had before.
Terrific. Colleen wants to know, how long does it typically take someone to get off their blood pressure medication while they fast?
Well, we don't fast anybody on medication. So what we do, so I've had a few people come in here and we coordinate with their medical doctor so that the doctor's on board and is supportive of this. And when they come in and start eating the food, sometimes in as little as 2 or 3 days, their blood pressure is starting to normalize such that they can call their doctor and the doctor can advise them to lower their blood pressure medications. Sometimes if they're on multiple medications, it can take a little bit longer. But the point is that it doesn't take 6 weeks or 10 weeks or 12 weeks, or it doesn't take that long for the blood pressure start to normalize. It's rare for that to happen. So we once the blood pressure medications are discontinued, then the blood pressure will sometimes rise up as the body's adjusting, and then we start fasting, and then we fast as long as we need to. The blood pressure comes down, and as long as we keep eating the food and living the healthy lifestyle, the blood pressure continues to be normal.
That's terrific. Elizabeth said, so there are only 4 spots for 4 people at a time if we all want private rooms?
That's correct. Yeah, if you have a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, or friend that shares a bed with you, then there can be up to 8 people. But every room is private, and then there's a double occupancy, but that doesn't mean two beds in a room. It just means 1 bed in a room.
Got it. Debbie wants to know, are there classes or lectures?
Yes, there's not as many classes and lectures as some of the other programs at True North. So we have a yoga class, a meditation, like a stress relaxation class, once a week. I give it. Dr. Lyle and I do a live podcast once a week, and there's a cooking demo. Shada does a cooking demo once a week as well, and then I have a cook who makes the food here several times a week. And when she's making food, she'll do a little demo and show people some of the concepts and how she makes the foods. And that's Luz Korea. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her food is delicious. Diane wants to know if you take people with Crohn's disease.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Crohn's disease is a tough one, but a lot of times you get some good results if you give the body and the gut some time to heal and recover.
That's great. Julie says, are there reviews from people who have completed the fast? Are you on Yelp, Dr. Gershfeld? Because we can get...
Yeah, I'm not on Yelp, but I believe I'm on Google Review. I think a couple of the patients here were asking about that. I know that there's been 2 people who stayed here who posted reviews on either the Facebook, the Fasting Escape Retreat Center on Facebook, and also in the Fans of the Beat Your Genes podcast. They kind of shared their story in our podcast Facebook group.
Are we allowed to say who Nate G is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so guys, in case you don't know, he's not just a wonderful doctor. He is Nate G. He is the creator of the absolutely most fabulous weekly podcast starring Dr. Doug Lyle called Beat Your Genes. I think they're up to almost 150 episodes, and with he's got that smooth voice, and you can listen to all the episodes either on iTunes or Blog Talk Radio. I believe you said you're on Spotify now, correct?
Yeah, we just got on Spotify a couple of days ago, and I just submitted it to Pandora too, so we might be getting on Pandora soon too.
And you can call in live. Dr. G always gives preference to live callers, so that even if you're not interested in fasting, check out the Beat Your Genes podcast. It's GENES, and it's fabulous.
Yeah, and if you come to the Fasting Escape, maybe you can beat your JEA and
exactly.
as well.
Yeah, so you can fit into you beat your GENES so you can fit into your JENES. Christina says she loves the podcast every Wednesday. So do I. I never miss an episode. If I can't listen live, I listen the first thing the next morning.
Yeah, I started the podcast because I was too cheap to get an hour session with Dr. Lyle. I figured he'd talk to me if I did the podcast.
Hey, don't tell your secret, because then he's probably going to wonder why I interview him so much. But that's not true. I still get that. Well, this is fabulous. Do you guys have any other questions about the fabulous fasting escape in Yorba Linda or about fasting? Because this is your time to ask Dr. Gershfeld. Again, he was trained at the True North Health Center. Can't be trained any better than that, if you ask me. And he spent years working under Dr. Goldhammer, and now the dream has come true. It's a true South, if you will.
Yeah. Dr. Goldhammer has been really supportive of this, and I can't thank him enough for allowing me to come to the center when I was first trying to be an intern, and then invited me to be on staff. And it's just been an incredible journey. I feel really lucky and fortunate that we have a place like this now in Southern California, and it's small, but it's growing. And maybe soon we'll have a bigger place, but we start small, and that way people can get healthier. And that we come to the fasting escape so that we make fasting a little less miserable.
Right. I love that tagline, fasting escape. We make it a little less miserable. And soon, hopefully, we'll have a fasting escape for people with pets. That would be a dream come true for that. I still want to get your grandma on the show. I have not met Grandma Rose, right? Is it Rosa?
Rose? Yeah. Well, you know what?
Rosa.
Maybe we can do a little live with her. We'll invite her here. She's as she's gotten older, she doesn't like driving very much, and I've tried to get Uber for her, but her and her husband, so we'll get her on, that's for sure.
Right. So Peggy wants to know, are there any rooms on the first floor?
Unfortunately, no. There's no rooms on the first floor. They're all upstairs.
Okay.
I do have canes and walkers here, though, for people who have trouble with ambulation. But yeah, there's no rooms on the first floor, unfortunately.
I've seen these things where you get like this little chair that goes around the staircase that kind of takes people up and down.
Yeah, we don't have any of those here. Yeah.
Right now. So Heidi says, I will never forget how kind you were to me at True North. So glad you started such a beautiful place down south.
Oh, thank you so much, Heidi. I'm going to look at your last name, and I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. So Peggy says her friend can't sleep laying down. Do you offer a recliner chair?
So some of the rooms have recliner chairs in them already. So let me show you one of them. Here, I'm going to turn the camera around.
Feel free to share this broadcast, guys, with people that may be interested in taking a break from the holidays.
So it's not exactly a recliner chair, but this is one of the chairs in here. What we probably could do if someone has trouble sleeping is prop up the bed a little bit with an extra blankets, extra mattress, or not extra mattress, like an extra pad underneath. My big question is, why is someone having trouble sleeping? Is it because they have asthma and they can't breathe? Maybe they've been having a lot of dairy in their life. If they start a fast, could be that a few days into a water fast, maybe a week or so into a water fast, assuming that they're stable enough to do a fast, they may actually start to be sleeping better. So yeah, we could accommodate them, and maybe we won't need to after they start to feel better.
Great. Are there any stories you have of just outstanding recoveries from people that have been to Fasting Escape?
Oh, yeah. I mean, almost every story here has been an incredible miracle, but let me share a couple of them. There's one on my website.
And what is your website? Fastingescape.com?
Fastingescape.com. Of a gentleman who had suffered with Meniere's disease, which is a horrible disease. It's an autoimmune condition where once in a while, without any notice, he would get these vertigo dizzy attacks where he just gets super dizzy, had to stabilize himself, couldn't work. He had about a 10-minute warning, 10 to 15-minute warning, and then the day was done. He was that dizzy. He had this for 7 years on all kinds of medications, had tried everything. He had actually found me through my chiropractic office and had seen me there, and he had gotten some improvement, but it wasn't completely gone. So I suggested that maybe we try a water fast. So he does a 10-day water fast, and all of his symptoms clear up, and he gets 90% better. And so if you want to watch that story, it's on the website. I had another patient when I first opened this place up. A lady came in with high blood pressure, and she was overweight. She had blood, maybe her blood pressure was high enough to justify 3 medications. And she had gone through all kinds of doctors. So, one second here. How's this, Chef AJ, with the?
Yeah, that's better because you were getting a little dark.
Okay. So she had all of her doctors didn't know why she had high blood pressure. They thought maybe it was a kidney problem. They thought maybe it was something in the brain. So she had heard about Fasting Escape, I believe, through your program, Chef AJ. And she came here with a friend of hers. And the friend, same thing, was just trying to get back on track. But she came in with high blood pressure. And in just a few days of just eating the food, she was off of all of her medications. Her blood pressure was so low that she needed to get off of medications. And we wanted her to stay a little bit longer to normalize the blood pressure, but it didn't even take. It took about 5 or 6 days of water fasting, and her blood pressure normalized. So that was somebody who had had blood pressure problems for 30 years, 20, 30 years. That was incredible. She was super happy telling everybody her story. So that's another thing. We just had a really incredible case that we filmed a testimonial for. This was a lady who had Lyme disease. Okay, she had Lyme disease, symptoms of Lyme disease, assuming the doctors diagnosed her correctly, but she had been struggling with all kinds of autoimmune issues and Lyme problems for a couple of years. And she did a 23-day water fast, resolved all of her problems. And, she was at 95% when she left here. So, and then also there was a gentleman with stage 4 prostate cancer and came in on a PSA of 68, which it should never be over 4. He left here with a PSA of 33. After a 6-day after a week of water fasting and a week of eating, we retested after a week of eating, and it was at 21. And most recently, just told me that it's now at 7. So, really incredible stuff. What I really love about water fasting is it's objective. So all these numbers are right, and the patient's feeling better. That's really cool because it tells me that it's not just somebody's placebo effect and someone just feels better, but they're still overweight, they're still feeling tired. They're actually, all the objective measurements of them being better are also better. So it's really cool to see. I'm just, I get teary-eyed when at the end of the fast and they tell me all their symptoms are gone, or just because it's just so cool to watch the body heal itself. I think the doctor really doesn't do very much. We just make sure that it's continuing safely. And the body does all the work. The body does all the healing. And so it's just really cool to see.
And Dr. Goldhammer would say the body does all the healing and the doctor gets to take all the credit.
Yeah. Perfect for him.
Yeah. No, not you. Anyway, this is terrific. Well, thank you so much for showing us your beautiful place. I've had the privilege of being there 3 times when they had a guest lecturer, none other than Dr. Doug Lyle, who hopefully will grace the Fasting Escape with his presence again in the future. But if not, every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time, live from the Fasting Escape, you can listen to Dr. Doug Lyle and Dr. Nate Gershfeld. His handle there is Nate G, and even ask questions. And again, if you want more questions personally answered, just go to the website fastingescape.com, and Dr. Gershfeld will be happy to give you a free consultation to see if Fasting Escape is right for you.
Absolutely. If you guys have any questions about fasting, it can be a little intimidating because you're thinking, wait, I'm going without food for several days in a row. Fasting is safe, but it can be a little intimidating. I'd encourage you to watch a couple of documentaries on fasting. Maybe give me a call if you've got some questions. I can send you some literature if you want to read some stories about it, some published literature of actual data. If you're more minded for that kind of data, or just watch some documentaries. There's a good one called Fasting Can Save Your Life out of True North. There was a True North documentary. There's Science of Fasting, and there's a lot of little articles and videos coming out nowadays about fasting. But yeah, if you have questions, you guys don't feel intimidated to just email me or call me. You can email me at DrNathan. It's DrNathan at fastingescape.com. Or just schedule a phone consult with me. We can just chat and see what's going on and see if maybe a fast might be in order. If you're struggling during the holidays and you're considering doing a fast, give me a call. But you may be able to get out of it on your own by just eating the good, healthy food and just starting over. I tell people here that if you slip up, just have some amnesia. Just forget it ever happened and pretend like it never happened. Just get right back on a good, healthy program as though nothing happened. And if it turns out that you're feeling a little sick from, maybe a cheat day or something like that, maybe, a day of just water or juice might be a good way to just rest it away. And then you get back on the healthy food. But if you need to go longer, maybe 5 days, 7 days, something like that, longer than that, then give me a call. Maybe we can schedule something to have you come out and do a water fast and kind of get the momentum back. The whole point of fasting escape is for people to escape the cycle and break the cycle so they can get back on track and they have enough energy, they have enough momentum, and they feel good enough to continue. And their taste buds are sensitized to good, healthy food.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Gershfeld. Let me put myself back on so that I can say goodbye to everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Healthy Living Live. I'm Chef AJ. I make healthy taste delicious, and Dr. Gershfeld makes the water taste delicious at fastingescape.com.
All right.
Take care,
Thank you so
everybody.
much, Chef AJ.
Absolutely. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.